you grew up with your brother Alex, and
Yeah.
he has autism.
Yeah.
How was
So it's hard because I didn't really look. He's like he has just moved out and he's
hmm
has a job and all that. Like he's not severely autistic.
yeah
But it was fucking annoying. Like all he wanted to do was like, and there's also the problem is with us as well is the age gap is 8 years. So
okay
as he was kind of getting to 5 and wanting to sort of be around me all the time and asking me questions and things,
you
like I was a
out of it.
13-year-old and that was really difficult. But
hmm
we're close now. We're closer now than we were as kids because, like, my mum always used to say, it was like having 2 only children because there was a
hmm
decent gap. But so it wasn't too. It was just I thought he was an annoying little brother, and like he couldn't get his head around like I can't ask him the same thing 80 times, like all these sorts of things because he's autistic.
yeah
But he's become like a real autism advocate. Like he does work for the
hmm
National Autistic Society.
That's really
His
cool.
football club, Reading, who he supports, like he goes and does
Mm.
stuff with them about autism. Like he works for our local council. So I live about 30 minutes away from him. And he's a groundskeeper for Oxfordshire County Council. And he did, there's a big thing about employment with autism, like how many people with autism are in full-time employment. And it is
hmm
devastatingly small. And
hmm
they were doing something with the National Autistic Society about employment and how he found work and like how he finds working with autism because it can be difficult. And they did this
hmm
video and the council saw it, who he works for, and they've now put him on their diversity and inclusion board. So he goes to all these meetings
Okay.
about like what they can do to improve working conditions for people with different conditions and things like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, what the best thing Alex ever did was embrace his autism. So as a teenager, he was quite embarrassed about it. He didn't want people knowing.
hmm
And now it's his identity and he loves it and he's really proud that he's autistic and he wouldn't not want to be. Whereas when he was
That's
younger, that was
incredible.
never the case. Yeah, like he's really embraced it and he's so cool and he's so inspiring and like does loads of content about autism and things. And yeah,
Yeah.
he's great, man. Like I'm very proud of him, but
Yeah.
he still does annoy
He
me.
should be. What he's it still fucking
Still
pisses me
fucking
off. Though,
annoying. But that's because he's my little brother. I say little
yeah,
brother
yeah,
like he isn't 27.
yeah.
But yeah. It was interesting. Like I think there was a lot of things that Alex had to work for that I came easy to me. So like at school, he worked his arse off to get C's. Like school
Mm.
was very difficult for him, whereas I found school relatively easy. And
Yeah.
all of those things and like, finding friends. And I think secondary school when you're different is really difficult.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like I didn't really have problems at school whereas
Especially back then, I suppose
yeah,
as
man.
well.
And like, and he sort of, found it hard to make friends and all those things. And, it was, and being in like lower sets with like the naughty kids and like they would pick on him and all those sorts of things were really tough. But
Yeah.
yeah, he's become a great man and I'm very inspiring as well.
That is it's incredible, and he should be. What you've rattled off there, where he's taken himself to, and what he's involved in,
Yeah.
and like you say, being an advocate or
Well, a bit like you, right? You've kind of embraced
spokesperson.
the ADHD thing. And like, I think
Yeah.
actually, it's not a thing. Luckily, I work in a job like comedy where everyone's got it. So it's a bit easier. But I think it becoming like, it's not this other in you. It's something that is part
Mhm.
of you in a good way is always really positive.
Yeah. I think that's what you need to do is trying to embrace it, and I think it's a lot easier now for people like myself, Alex, you, or anyone that's and I hate the term, but neurodivergent.
I hate it as well.
Yeah, but
You know what I hate
it
even
allows
more? Neurospicy.
people. So
That is
yeah,
the live, laugh, love of the neurodivergent world. Oh, I'm neurospicy. I hate it. I hate it.
yeah, you're just a cunt. Shut up.
You're just a cunt.
Yeah, but I think that allows us to, especially like you said there, of Alex being a bit embarrassed or to mention that he was autistic because maybe of how he was treated from fellow pupils at a younger age. But now people have a more of an understanding and they want to be. It's not even inclusive because we're still normal people, but it's
just around more,
do you know
isn't
what I'm
it?
trying to? Yeah, I think people are just a lot more aware of it.
That's totally right. Like people's base awareness is now much higher of a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I think that's really helped. But also I think you own it. Like I know people that are autistic and don't, are embarrassed by it still. Like it is a thing, and I think you've just got to own who you are.
Yeah, and I think that's the only way you can continue with your life is to be proud of who you are and embrace it, and with all the good, bad, and the ugly. And I
Totally,
think that's
man.
what makes us successful. And that's probably what's made you successful is embracing your sort of
Yeah,
quirky,
and
sort of
like and
extravagant energy.
And also, look, I was an odd child. Like I was probably a bit eccentric in ways. Like I'm not into football. I'm not into a lot of things people are.
Did you wear like little French scarves and stuff?
No, not quite that. But I wasn't like that outwardly. But like
Monocle.
but I was never bothered about fitting in. Like, so that
Yeah.
benefited me. I didn't mind that I didn't fit in totally. Whereas
Mhm.
Alex's whole thing when he was a teenager, he was desperate to fit in. And then now he's
Yeah.
accepted. I've never cared if people didn't like me or they didn't think I was, normal. Whereas he really does care. Like, he cared for a long time
Yeah.
and now he's proud of his differences.